up, guys, and welcome back to T2T Wrestling, and we're back finally. Took forever. I'm here with Tim. Say hi.
Hello, everybody.
We're here
Hi.
with WrestleMania Backlash. It took such a long time, like literally a month.
Yeah, a month and a half almost. So
Jeez,
next
man.
time, WWE, put your pay-per-views closer together.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, we got
really.
videos, and we're trying to have like an audience, and you're just messing that whole thing up.
Yeah. You're getting in the way of us building like a proper wrestling audience. I don't even know what I was going with that.
know.
But they are getting in the way nonetheless.
Yes, in the way, it's their fault. But let's get into this. So, if you haven't checked out our other video in the meantime of our worst finishers, you need to go check that out if you haven't yet. It was really
should.
good.
It might be
good.
the best video. Might be the best video we have done so far, but
Yeah.
of course we will do better today.
Oh, we'll try. We'll try.
No.
Can't make any promises. We'll try. But let's get into it. I'm just gonna tell you what I have, and if there's something I'm missing, you just let me not know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. I would never do that.
Thank you. Okay, so I got the first one. It's got Damien Priest versus The Miz in a lumberjack match.
Yeah, that can be fun.
Yeah, I mean,
it's obvious that the feud was going to go on, and I mean, they are both really good in the ring, so I think this can be a really good match. I suspect Miz might actually win it.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
For no other reason than so far he has done he has lost everything in this feud, and Damien Priest won the go home Raw, which is usually a good sign that he's going to lose the actual pay-per-view. But if they want the feud to continue, I think it's time Miz got a win, even with, cheating or whatever.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's just, I figure even if Miz wins, it could probably just end the feud as well too.
Oh, I mean, obviously, if they want to do something else, I mean, it's clear that the audience is reacting well to Damien Priest, so getting him up on a more permanent base. Well, I guess he is promoted to main roster now, but getting him up and pushing him into something on a more permanent basis should be fairly well set up. But whatever happens, the only reason I think it's going to be The Miz is the trope of whoever wins the go home show usually loses, and Priest has won every match so far. So it's like, I think it's time for The Miz to take one, just because of that.
That's what I'm thinking too. And it's like it has to be The Miz. I mean, otherwise it's like, like.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, what is even the point then?
Right, I agree, but I mean that's all I have to say about that one. Not really much.
Again, it's going to be. I think it's going to be a great.
Like
match.
I don't know who the lumberjacks are going to be, so.
Who basically probably whoever is available and doesn't have a match, so they can get their pay-per-view paycheck. That is my best guess.
True. Gotta get that money. Get that money. But let's go to the next one. I got the Smackdown Tag Team, Dolph Ziggler and Bobby Roode versus Dominic Mysterio and Mysterio.
The Mysterios. It's very mysterious. The Dirty Dogs. I don't know why they gave them that name, but I'm glad they actually have a name now. Since it seems they were, again, just thrown together because they didn't know what else to do with Ziggler and Roode. But I think it's going to be a good match. There is actually no matches on the card this time that I'm thinking is a P-break match. I think all of the matches look on paper really, really good.
Yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting match.
I think the Mysterios are going to win it, just because they do like to have at least one title change, and I think this is the only I think this is the only title change we're going to see. That kind of spoils
Spoiler alert!
my opinions on some of the rest of the matches, but I think the Mysterios are going to win.
Yeah, I think
I
so
think the
too.
Mysterios are going
I
to
think
win.
you might be right about, because I mean most of them are matches up here are champion matches, and I don't really see any of them. Well, we'll talk about that later, but yeah, I think they might win. Definitely, even if it was like help from like what's it called, the Prophets or something. Who knows?
Yeah, exactly. Or the Viking Raiders, or what? I
Something.
don't even know if they're on SmackDown.
I think they're on Raw.
But yes, something like that. Again, I wouldn't have a single problem with Ziggler and Rude maintaining. I like Ziggler and Rude a lot. Um, Again, I also like Mysterio. Dominic, I don't honestly know. I don't know how I feel about him, to be honest. I would like to see him do something without Ray.
Yeah,
Because
that's
I
what
would
I'm
like
saying.
to
Like,
see him
it's
do...
like exactly. I'm like the same thing. I'm like, he's hanging on his daddy's coattails, and I would like to see him do something like go for like a singles, like the Intercontinental Champion or something like that, or just do something by himself.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of like back in the day with Chavo Guerrero and Eddie, where it was like as soon as Eddie, tragically, rest in peace, Eddie, wasn't with us anymore, Chavo was completely irrelevant because, I mean, not that Chavo was a bad wrestler, but no one really cared about him except for the fact that he was Eddie's nephew.
Yeah, exactly. And I think.
And I just fear it's going. I think Dominic Mysterio can be a really good wrestler in the end.
I think he has potential, and I think he has potential to do single and stuff like that. But he needs to like, hey,
I just fear he is going to have the same fate as Chavo if he doesn't establish himself away from Ray. I don't have a problem with them teaming. I mean, if they enjoy teaming up, so much the better until Ray is ready to be retired. But I do think it would be best for Dominic if he got some time alone, some singles time.
He should just stab his dad in the back.
Yeah, he doesn't even need to win most of those singles matches. It can be a jobber run for all I care. It just has to be something where he can sort of establish himself as himself rather than Rey Mysterio's son.
I agree. I agree with that statement cold-heartedly. But so we're thinking Ray's gonna win with that one. So next.
Yeah, we think Ray and Dominic.
Next one I got the Women's Raw Championship with Charlotte Flair versus Asuka versus Rhea Ripley.
Again, I think this can be a really good
Charlotte
match.
Charlotte Flair pushes her way into another match.
That is, I mean, yes. At the same time, we've already seen Rhea versus Asuka, so I don't have as much of a problem with this as I otherwise would have.
I don't have a problem with it. I just want to say it out loud.
Well, that's fair. Screw Charlotte Flair. She sucks. She's always like getting opportunities and stuff.
She is the opportunity. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, like I was like,
I'm actually.
It sounded kind of like okay. Oh, I don't know that. I don't know how that works. But okay.
I'm actually surprised that we have Seth, who used to be the man, or the guy. I can't even remember which one he was, and there's a lot of people who has those kinds of things. I'm amazed no one has ever called themselves the Opportunity.
Yeah.
I know it's stupid, but I mean, there's a lot of nicknames in wrestling that are fairly stupid. I mean, leaving everything else aside, it's no secret that I'm very, very fond of Triple H. But the cerebral assassin has never made any sense. He has never been a cerebral assassin. He has always been a brawler and a power wrestler.
Well, he thinks it's cool, so we just gonna leave it like that.
Anyway, doesn't matter. I think Rhea is going to maintain.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think Rhea is going to retain just because she only just won it at Mania, and she's very.
But I think it's going to be a really good match. So,
I would not be surprised if Asuka and Charlotte go.
You cut out what?
Are you there? Because I can't hear you at all.
Hello?
Okay, you fell out. I can hear you now. Sorry. What were you saying?
You were saying, you cut out.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Okay. I couldn't hear you. I'm just saying I would not be surprised if Rhea takes the title and the other two keeps feuding between each other while she goes on to someone else. It's not. I don't know
Okay,
if it's
that
going to
makes
happen,
sense
but I'm
because
pretty sure Rhea is going to
think
stay.
I don't think that Asuka actually beat Charlotte one-on-one, has she?
No, I don't think she. She might have, but never in a title match, as far as I can recall.
I don't know. I can't remember.
Again, I don't know either. This might also keep on going. I think Rhea is going to
I
retain.
definitely think Rhea's gonna retain, but I
I
don't think
don't.
it's gonna. I
Again,
think
this one goes.
definitely not gonna be over
I
between
don't.
like Charlotte wanting to go after that belt. Although
Yeah.
who knows? I'm just throwing this in. Had nothing to do with it, but with Alexa Bliss coming back, who knows?
I mean that is how I think it's going to end. I think it's going to end with Alexa. Who the heck is Alexa? Alexa
See the news
coming
wrestler.
coming in and doing something, and Rhea is going to take an opportunity for it. I would actually not be surprised if Charlotte was going to feud with Alexa. They haven't done that for some years, and the new Alexa is, of course, basically an entirely different character.
Yep. This is true. This is so true. And you know that Lily chick doll, she's just mean.
Yeah. I like the current Alexa.
I
we've
do.
said it
I
before.
really enjoy it. I like it.
I like creepy, crazy Alexa. That's absolutely fine.
That's great. I love it. It's one of my favorites, Alexas.
I think it's a bit weird how Bray is still continuing his like fiend thing, and Alexa is doing her thing, but now they're not together. I don't understand why they didn't do something more of a payoff after that thing at Mania. But I like Alexa as Crazy Girl, so
Yeah,
that's fine. But
I agree.
Ripley is going to maintain. Ripley is going to have to maintain. He's going to have to hold it at least until SummerSlam.
Yep, I totally agree with that
Unless
statement.
something happens.
I agree. So let's go to the next one. I got Roman Reigns versus Cesaro for the Universal Championship.
Yeah. Again, Cesaro can have a good match with everyone, and Roman is going to retain. Yep. I'm absolutely certain of it.
Yep. I wish it wasn't so.
I
would love to.
Really
would love for Cesaro to win, but.
Yeah, I would, go down on my knees and say to Vince, please give it to Cesaro. Right? The fans want it. Everyone wants it. And he can carry it, and he's so good, but yeah, Reigns is going to retain that one. Yeah, I am sure of it.
This is definitely
unless they are willing to pull the trigger on a Reigns versus the Usos, or a triple threat, or whatever they are doing this quickly.
I don't see that happening.
I don't see that either. I'm just saying that's the only situation where I could see Reigns not retaining. But I mean, at least the fact that we got Cesaro into a title match is the first step. Maybe
it's definitely pushing up his character to the top, so that's good.
I mean, and it doesn't mean the feud is necessarily over. Maybe again at SummerSlam, if they can keep it going for another couple of months, I could see Cesaro winning it at SummerSlam. If he keeps being popular with the main crowd and keeps being in the main title. But at this one, it's going to be Reigns. I am absolutely certain of it.
Unless somehow the Usos screw up somehow, it's definitely going to be the Reigns. I don't see any other possibilities.
I also don't see Backlash as the
or like Daniel Bryan comes back and fucking
or Daniel Bryan somehow. Well, he wasn't allowed to be on Smackdown anymore, but no one said he couldn't be on Backlash.
Right, exactly. Like, this is a whole different ball game.
But I mean, I just also don't think Backlash is the place where they should take the title off
Yeah,
Roman.
I figured like SummerSlam would be better because this is
Yeah.
like a new feud with Cesaro and Reigns, and it's like okay, let's build up.
Again, I would.
We got all
I
these
would
bricks.
love,
Let's use them all. Let's not just use one and say, look, there's a house.
I think we would all love Cesaro to win, but I don't think he will. I also think it would be better for the storyline if he was chasing for a while and then maybe finally won it at SummerSlam. I
agree with that.
Anyway,
like work your way up to it. It'd be more better than this.
It's definitely going to be a good match because
Cesaro is good and Roman Reigns is good, so it's gonna be a good match.
And Roman's is good, so yeah. It's gonna be fun to see if Cesaro can get Roman into a Cesaro swing. That might be the biggest dude he will ever have tried it on.
Yeah.
But again, what is it they say? He is pound for pound the strongest wrestler in the company now that Cena is no longer there.
I think when we were doing that, when we did the what the fuck did we do?
Mania?
No. The worst finishers, and I was like going through, and I was going through the finishers and stuff like that, and there was one where what was on the finisher because it's not a finisher, but it was doing the spinning move. He did the spinning moves on Khali, I believe.
That is not impossible. I mean, again, one of the things that is all Cesaro doesn't look very big, but everyone who has worked with him are basically like he is.
Really
probably
strong.
Like the strongest guy I have ever been in the ring with. The only one I hear mentioned more often as not deceptively, but that's John Cena, who is apparently really, really strong. I mean,
I believe it.
Yeah, I mean, even everything else aside, the man got Big Show up into an F5 without basically look like he's trying. Not an F5, sorry, whatever he calls it. An F5 is attitude adjustment. F5 is the other Cena. Lesnar. Huh. Anyway, Roman is going to retain unless shenanigans.
So, no shenanigans, he's gonna retain. Next, we got the Smackdown Women's Champion versus Bayley versus Bianca Belair. And clearly, Bianca Belair is gonna keep her belt. But yeah, I think it's gonna be a great match. I always enjoy seeing Bayley in the ring.
Yeah, and these two are also good. Like with Sasha, they're decently matched in size and everything. So I think it's going to be a great one. And Bianca is going to retain.
Of course, she is.
For exactly the same reason as Rhea Ripley is.
Agreed. Yep, exactly. And plus, I can't wait. I mean, I always enjoyed that little feud that they had anyway. So.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think Bianca and Bayley has ever actually wrestled before, like 1-on-1.
Yeah, they were always like tag teams and stuff.
Yeah. So that's going to be interesting. But I'm really looking forward to seeing this match. Bianca is going to retain because she's new. She's a champion. She only won it a month ago, and Bayley just came out of a really big run.
That new school now, so yeah, they're like running the place, so they gotta keep them all fresh.
And Bayley just came out of a really big one. What I possibly could see, by the way, I know it's difficult because they're on different brands. I could see them try to do like the new school versus the old guard thing with, Bayley, Charlotte, Sasha to a certain degree, maybe Naomi, something else against Bianca and Rhea.
Yeah, I see that.
At one point. I don't know how they were going to put. Also, new school versus the old guard. The women, the women, the other.
That could probably work something out like with like Survivor Series.
The four horsewomen hasn't actually been on the main roster all that long. It's really only been 5 years, in about early 2016, late 2015. But I mean, at this point, they are still the veterans. versus Bianca and Rhea. Anyway, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm just saying I could see them doing something like that. But Bianca is going to beat Bayley in a hell of a match. Really good match.
I agree with that. You gonna say something?
Not really. No.
Oh, okay. Well, let's go to the last match. We got the WWE Championship: Drew McIntyre versus Braun Strowman versus Bobby Lashley. Another triple threat.
Another triple threat, and man,
talk about some powerhouses.
Yeah, I was about to say it's been a while since I've seen a match where Drew McIntyre is the small guy.
Right? And that's saying something.
Since he came back, I don't know if I have seen anything like that. Basically, since he came back, even when he was in the ring against Brock, he didn't look, that much smaller, just because he's so tall. But I mean, Braun is a head taller, and Lashley is built like a brick wall, basically.
A brick house.
Yeah. So yeah, it's going to be fun to see Drew as I don't even know what to call it.
The smallest character.
Drew McIntyre, the cruiserweight, or whatever. But yeah, it's going to be a good match. This is the only one of the singles title I could imagine changing hands.
Yeah.
I could see Braun walking away with it. I don't think so. I think Lashley is going to retain.
I could see same thing.
Could see Braun or Drew walking away with it.
I mean, this is like one of those matches where it's kind of like, man, you just don't know.
No. This is good. I like those matches.
Yeah, I mean, they scare me sometimes, but I enjoy it because like. Oh.
Yeah. I mean, it's okay to know basically which way a match goes, but at the same time, there is something a little bit of semi-kayfabe where you're like, man, this is going to be an exciting and interesting match.
I mean, I always enjoy those matches where they just keep you on your toes and you're just like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh, and then like.
The good old days.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, I'm just saying, like the good old days when you were a kid and you actually wondered if Hulk Hogan was going to beat Kamala or whatever. I mean, he would.
Kamala, the wrestler guy, not the vice president of the United States.
Not. I am pretty sure Hulk Hogan would beat Kamala Harris, but it would be an interesting match to see.
Definitely. I would pay to see that.
Actually, yeah, I don't think Kamala Harris is interested in going to WWE. Vince McMahon's friendship with Trump, all things being what they are, but
right?
Yeah, I would like if she would. I am pretty sure you could lure Hulk Hogan to do a decent to do a fun match with her. That's all I'm saying.
But yeah, I always like enjoyed those matches, even though they gave me a heart attack, and it's like sometimes like. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go for this guy, and then it's like, oh wow, never mind, I'm going for the other guy. It's like,
yeah. I mean,
I think that's what happened with me with when in WrestleMania when Mickie James versus Trish Stratus. I was like going for Trish Stratus at first, and then I'm like, wait a minute, I think I like Mickie better. I think I'm gonna go for her. She's making this more interesting.
Yeah, and I mean, it was also like a couple of years ago when Kofi was up against Bryan. I mean, Kofi Mania was insane. Looking back at it, it was so obvious that Kofi had to win it, but it's still WWE, and it's still Daniel Bryan, and Daniel Bryan was red hot as a heel back then.
Yeah, he was.
I mean, if Kofi hadn't joined Hell in a Cell because Mustafa Ali got injured, I think, first of all, I think someone else would have been challenging Bryan, but I also think Bryan would have retained at Mania.
Yeah, I agree.
Which made that match interesting.
But that was always
Kofi has to win, but I don't know if he actually will.
Well, I mean, there's been situations like that, or you think, oh, they have to win, and then they don't win. You're like, what the? Like, I did not see that coming.
I remember sitting there. I remember sitting there watching. We were talking actually, not talking like that, but we were writing back and forth on Twitter, because it was just after. I mean, we only got to know each other a couple of days before, and then I realized you were also watching wrestling, and I was in the US at the time, so I could watch it live instead of being up in the middle of the night. I remember sitting there watching it and talking back and forth with you, and it's like I had to leave the room where I was with my friend because it was like, if Kofi is going to win, I'm going to shout, and they're going to be really think I'm really crazy. That was fun. But I mean, something like again, those matches can be fun. I think Lashley is going to retain, but I could theoretically see one of the others taking it.
I think I don't know. I
So
mean,
much
I
for
was
giving your
trying
predictions then.
to. I was like, well, I'm trying to think. It's like, okay, if Lashley keeps it, then what does that mean for Lashley?
Yeah.
I mean, that's possible. That I mean, I know everyone's like wants to talk about them going against Brock Lesnar, so maybe that. I don't know. So
I don't know either. Again, this is one of those things because Lashley isn't new.
Exactly.
I mean, I don't. It's like they're trying to treat Lashley as he's like the hot new thing that needs to be introduced to the audience. No, we have known Lashley for 18 years, or 15 years at the very least. He is not a new guy. I don't, like you said, it depends on what they want to do with it. The problem is, if Lashley retains here, who is he going to face next?
Exactly.
Who can they actually throw at him in a ways that make sense? And please don't make it Brock Lesnar. I beg you.
Right.
The only thing I could possibly see is that there is some rumors that apparently Cena wants to go back for one last run.
Well,
Not necessarily as a champion, but wants to go back for one last full-time run before he retires completely. If that's the case, I think
I mean, was he like tied with Ric Flair for the most championships?
It would. Yeah, I actually think he has tied Ric Flair. I think it might.
Yeah, so I mean, if he goes for one more, then he'll break that record.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know if Cena would beat Lashley for the title, by the way, but theoretically, I could see Cena, if it's true that he wants to come back for like even a short run, or even like the kind of run that Edge has right now, it's only so and so many events per year. I could kind of see that, but the problem is I don't know who Drew would really face. I think the most interesting thing, now that they have humanized him and shown that he can be beaten, was to give it to Braun.
Yeah.
Again, I don't really think it's going to happen, but that is what I would do from a storyline perspective. I would give it to Braun, unless, again, basically Cena is on his way back to challenge Lashley.
I mean, he can challenge Braun too.
He could challenge Braun, or he could challenge Drew. I mean, I think Cena had a match with Drew McIntyre back in the day, but I mean, Drew McIntyre of 2021 is not Drew McIntyre of 2011. That's for sure.
Definitely not. Definitely.
Both in size and, I don't know if skill level necessarily, but he's just a better. He's maybe not be a more technically better wrestler, but he's just a better entertainer now than he was back then.
Wholeheartedly agree with that. Well, that's...
Can I say that I don't not really regarding this. This is another thing, because that might be a title that will eventually go on possibly eventually go on maybe to a dark match. What the hell is going on with Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander? Why are they suddenly having those two turn on each other and have a fight? What? 2 months ago they were doing great, as a member of the Hurt Business, and now the Hurt Business basically don't exist anymore, and those two have broken up, seemingly without any storyline for either of them going forward. I'm afraid they're going to get fired, honestly.
I didn't know any of that. This is
Well,
news to me.
spoilers then, but it happened on Raw, I guess. I guess they're on Raw. So it happened this week on Raw that they turned on each other and started fighting
I didn't watch
after
Raw
a defeat.
Sorry, guys. Can't answer that question.
Nope. Well, there we are then.
Well, there we have it. That was informative things that you needed to know, but not really.
Well,
but they might get fired. Well, hopefully they don't, but
hopefully they don't. I just don't know what they're doing with them. Honestly, it just seems very weird.
We'll find out. But anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching. As always, we appreciate it. You have anything to chill? This is chill time.
There is a chill time. Actually, since you will. If we will get this one out on Thursday, then I will be doing a stream tonight, probably very closely after you are watching this video, because I will be starting around 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, or about 4 p.m. Eastern. I will be continuing my Fallout YOLO stream, and see if I can make it alive through yet another one, and of course I will be continuing that also on Sunday.
And I will have a video of Tales from the Borderlands in the morning, so you won't know this until till after.
And if you don't watch her Tales from the Borderlands series, you really should. It's freaking hilarious.
So you should go check that out, and I also have another video coming out as well on Monday. Surprise.
Awesome sauce.
So look, you get all of me. Well, not all of me, but most of me. Okay? Well, I guess that's it. I think we should end it now.
I think so.
Okay, bye.
Probably. Bye.